So with all that said, there's a range of practice and observance. So there are plenty of black Jews who go to what you might call traditional Jewish synagogue. Then there are other communities like the black Hebrew Israelites. Now, there's a range of practice even among black Hebrew Israelites. You know, there's a large community of them in Israel who identify as Jewish in a traditional way. And then you have the guys in Times Square who observe in a way that's not so traditional, I would say.
They would say y'all aren't Jews. It would say that, what they say, white people are not the original Jews, basically.
Correct. Yeah. And look, they're entitled to their beliefs until that justifies shooting Jewish people with pellet guns on Staten Island. Or like, this is December. 3 years ago, December 2019, 2 black Hebrew Israelites went into a kosher supermarket in Jersey City and killed 3 people because they said they weren't real Jews.
Wow.
Shot them cold dead in a kosher supermarket.
There has been considerable reporting that these 2 suspects are linked to the Black Hebrew Israelite movement. We have evidence that both suspects expressed interest in this group, but we have not definitively established any formal links to that organization or to any other group. Based on the available evidence, we believe that the 2 shooters were acting on their own.
So again, you're entitled to believe whatever you want, but I think we need to recognize that rhetoric can have real world consequences. So when we talk about what is anti-Semitism, it's black Hebrew Israelites this weekend. What, today's Monday? Tuesday.
Wednesday.
It's going to air on Wednesday.
Okay. Sorry. So it is over this past weekend in Staten Island on Sunday. A Jewish man who he must have been Orthodox because you could identify that he was Jewish, and his son were shot by a young man with a pellet gun as they came out of
BB guns. I did see that, yeah.
And so when he was asked by the police, they said it was a hate crime. He said, "How could it be a hate crime if I'm a Hebrew?"
And now, for the truth. This is the picture of the man arrested and charged for the crime of which Jonathan Greenblatt implies was committed by a black man, a black Hebrew Israelite man. However, the person who committed the crime is called Jason Kish, which is a Jewish name, who is a white Caucasian male. You see, Jonathan Greenblatt's and the ADL's practice of making accusations against so-called Negroes goes back many, many years. In fact, the ADL was founded when the courts failed to convict a black man instead of convicting Ashkenazi Jew Leo Franks.
What do I do? So the Anti-Defamation League, let's just step back. It's the oldest anti-hate organization in the United States. It was founded in 1913 after a Jewish man was lynched. He had been falsely accused of a crime, wrongly convicted.
Perhaps we should listen to the words of the Jewish man's defense attorney's closing argument from 1913 to better understand why Jonathan Greenblatt states that he was wrongly charged with the crime. And I must warn you, many may find the following statement extremely offensive.
I was raised with niggers and know something about them. I do not know them as well as the police, perhaps, for they know them like no one else. But I know something about them. There must have been a nigger in the crime who knew about it before Newt or anyone else. I am afraid Newt knew. Yet, if he did, he is one of the most remarkable niggers I ever saw, and I wish I had his nerve. The thing that arises in this case to fatigue my indignation is that men born of such parents should believe the statement of Conley against the statement of Frank. Who is Conley? Who was Conley as he used to be and as you have seen him? He was a dirty, filthy, black, drunken, lying nigger. Black knows that. Starnes knows that. Chief Beavers knows it. Who was it that made this dirty nigger come up here looking so slick? Why didn't they let you see him as he was? They shaved him, washed him, and dressed him up.
Those were the words of Luther Rosser, legal representative of Leo Frank, who was the president of B'nai B'rith organization. Leo Frank was convicted by unanimous decision on August 25th, 1913, and the ADL was founded the following month by B'nai B'rith, Leo Frank's organization. This marked the beginning of the ADL and the beginning of one of the most violent stretches of history for the so-called Negro outside of slavery. And the question everyone should ask is why?